never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations, oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys our 6-month updates. So baby boy has just turned 6 months old, which means I am 6 months postpartum. So I will be showing y'all, of course, my body, what it looks like 6 months postpartum with baby number 4, and a couple just, you know, going through all the different things that I've been going through now that I'm 6 months postpartum, and all of the little milestones that baby boy has reached so far and the things that we're looking forward to. But before we get started with this video, definitely make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you're new, because I would love to have you here in our Soul Tribe Mama family. It has been growing and growing like crazy, and I'm so grateful to you guys for showing my channel so much love and support and sharing it with your other mama friends. It means the world to me. Y'all have no idea like how much this means to me. It is so awesome. So thank you so much for that. If you are new here, this is my last baby, baby number 4. He is my last boy as well. This is Knox. He, of course, is turning 6 months old. I have a daughter who is 2 years old, just turned 2 years old. So we are going through all of the tantrums and emotions and everything that goes along with being 2. It's happening in this house for sure. Oh, and sleep regression with her as well. So it's a lot. My daughter's name is Jade, and then I have a son named Abel. He is 5 years old. He will be 6 in August, and he is definitely my middle child, full on, always wants my attention, but also is just off the wall. He has so much energy. He is fearless. He is very cool, and he is my towhead baby. So all of my babies, except for him, I can't really tell. His hair's starting to get lighter, so he might be like his brother Abel. But all of my other babies have like dirty blonde to like strawberry blonde hair. He was born with white hair, white blonde hair, and he still has that really light blonde hair. So he's my little towhead baby. And then my oldest, my first baby, is Georgie, and he just turned 8 years old in February. So when I'm making this video, I think it's March, right? We're in March, yeah. So he just turned 8 years old, not even a month ago. So big boy, he is the oldest. He's my first baby, and he is the sweetest one. I mean, y'all, like loving, caring, sweet, but he can also be my emotional one too. So, you know, every single kid is different, and having 4 kids, I can tell y'all that firsthand. Literally every single one of my children is totally different. Their personalities, the way they are, they're just so different, and I love that because we get to learn from them. You know, it's like we're the parents, we're supposed to be teaching them, but really, I feel like it's the other way around. Because obviously we didn't go to parenting school or college. We're just going with the flow, trying to learn as we go. And as every kid that we have, we learn more and more. But I do feel like I learn more from my kids than I do anything else. All right, y'all, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So this boo-boo here, my boo-boo bear, 6 months old, y'all, and he is huge to me. I mean, I don't think that he's really like huge compared to a normal 6-month baby. But to this mama who is used to having a little tiny newborn, and now he's 6 months old, it's crazy. I feel like he got chunkier and he grew longer in the past 2 weeks. I don't know what happened. It's like a growth spurt. He just had this huge growth spurt. He's gotten chunkier, which is so yummy and delicious. Yes, you are. I love all of the little baby rolls. But at the same time, he looks just longer. He just looks big all around to me, and it makes me sad because he is my last baby. So knowing that these stages are going by quicker than I thought they would and that I could have ever imagined, I'm trying to hang on to every moment. Already thinking about, in my last video, I talked about this, how he was a newborn, and after they hit the 3-month mark, they're not a newborn anymore, and it was just like, what happened? Those 3 months went by so fast, but when I was in him, it was so hard because he wasn't sleeping, you know, and you're going through all those things, your body's changing, you have to heal. It's just a lot. And so in those moments, you kind of feel like they're going to be a newborn forever, and next thing you know, you wake up and they're 6 months old and they're way past that newborn stage. I mean, this big old baby right here, my boo-boo, in his little cute outfit. This shirt, Rolling Stone shirt, I bought for Jade when she was a baby, and so now it's being passed down to Knox, and it's actually a 12-month shirt, so it's pretty big on him. but I like the oversized look, so I threw it on him for today. And then he's got his little joggers on, these little stretchy joggers from Meebe Baby. I love this color so much. So I threw these on him, but actually they're getting a little tight on him because they're definitely, I think they're like a 0 to 3 month fit. Yeah, 0 to 3 month size. So he's 6 months old. Obviously that's way smaller, but he does have like shorter legs. His tummy is not as like chunky as the rest of his body. So the waist fits pretty fine. And then obviously his legs, you can see like, you know, his legs are not very long. So say hello, everybody. Say hello. He's looking outside the window because Jade and the dog are out there right now walking around. Say hi. So while I have him up close, I'm gonna show you guys, he's got like I guess you could call it like a rash, but they're like little tiny dry skin and pimples like all around his mouth right here, especially on his chin, right under his bottom lip. And that happens a lot because of spit up or just drool. If they're constantly drooling and there's always like moisture around their face, it dries their skin out. I try to put stuff on it when I think about it, or at nighttime right before he goes to sleep, I can tell it's super dry. So I have been putting on different things. I've put on like Vaseline here and there. I put on this really good, almost like an eczema kind of lotion right there. But I've also been putting on breast milk. And I will tell you guys, breast milk is the best thing, because out of the 3 things that I've tried, breast milk is the one that right after I do it, probably like an hour later, it's not red anymore. You can tell that the skin feels softer. So if you have breast milk in your fridge or in your freezer somewhere, and you can keep like a little bit aside just for rashes and things like that, I highly recommend it. Literally all I do is just like take a little bit and then I dab my finger in it and just kind of rub it around that area. There's so many things on Pinterest that you can look up to make your own lotion and salve out of your breast milk if you want to do something like that, if you have the time for that. Like I said, you can literally just take what's in the bottle and rub it on there whenever you think about it, or maybe right before they go to sleep at night. But I can tell y'all that doing that, I saw a big difference compared to trying the other products. But it is normal for babies to get like baby acne and things like that. Their skin has to acclimate to everything out here, even at 6 months old. So I know that you think, well, he's 6 months old, he's already been out for a while, he's been out of the womb. But depending on where you live, and we live in Texas, so the weather is constantly changing. It gets humid, then it'll be dry, then it's hot, then it's cold, and it can be so many things. So the skin really has to get used to that. And so you might see like whiteheads or dry skin on your baby. And if that is something that bothers you, obviously there's things that you can do for that. It is not something that bothers me other than that little rash around his face, just because I could tell how dry it was. If you have chapped lips, then you definitely want to put something on. And I kind of feel like, you know, he can't tell me that, but I would think that it doesn't feel very good to have such dry skin there. So I want to help a baby out. But other than that, he does get like, he's had little whiteheads around his forehead or his face, kind of around his eyes. It just depends, or like under his nose. And after a while they go away. But another good thing that you can do is in the bathtub, whenever I'm giving him a bath, I'll take the washcloth with a tiny bit of soap on there and scrub his face, and then wipe it down with a wet washcloth, obviously a different one. So I have 2 of them. So I have to do one with soap on his face, and then one with just water to wipe it off and clean it really good. I mean, you think about it, just taking a bath in general, but if you're just wiping with water, it's probably not going to clean it as well, or at least get that up out of the skin. So if you're kind of rubbing it with the soap, it'll definitely help you out. You can hear my daughter knocking on the door right now. She is going through all the emotions, y'all, for a 2-year-old. We're having a rough time with her. She now has sleep regression where she is not sleeping at all at night. I have gone a couple days in a row now without sleep, like absolutely no sleep. So I feel a little delirious. It's actually not as bad as it was with my first baby. And I think it's just because I've had practice with 4 kids. I'm getting used to not having sleep. So I'm able to function longer without sleep. I don't know if that's a thing, but I feel like it is, because it's been working so far for me. I mean, I'm probably gonna crash later. There's definitely gonna be one of those days. You can hear her crying. She literally cries about everything. Something falls out of her hand on the floor, she throws the biggest tantrum. Anyways, so he chews on his hands a lot. He does not have teeth yet. I keep looking for him because he's constantly drooling and teething, but he has no teeth even looking like they're about to pop out. And now that he's getting closer to 6 months old, I want to start feeding him solid foods. And I always make my own baby's food, like purees and stuff like that, because You can make a whole lot for your baby way cheaper. Plus it's just water and your veggie or fruit, whatever it is. So there's no extra ingredients in there that you have to worry about. But I've really been interested in doing the baby led weaning. So I think I'm gonna do a mixture of the two. I might puree a couple things, and then I also am gonna start trying giving him his own foods to pick up and move around and taste and whatever he wants to do. I've never done that before with any of my kids, so I'm definitely wanting to try it with him. If he's interested, obviously if he's not interested in it, then I'll just feed him what I have. He's learned now in the past 2-3 weeks, really gotten better at learning how to pick up an item or a toy and rattle it, shake it, or bring it to his mouth. He doesn't do it consistently, so that is one of the reasons why I don't think he's completely ready for trying to feed himself for the baby-led weaning, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to try and just see, you know, what he's interested in. We've been doing a lot of sensory play. I took him outside the other day and laid him on his tummy on a blanket, but then I put his hands in the grass and he was able to grab the grass. So little things like that, which, by the way, if you guys are interested, I'm going to be doing a video on the sensory play and kind of Montessori inspired toys and items that I love for my toddler and my baby. He's getting tired, y'all, and he gets restless when he gets tired. So he gets cranky and restless. So we're about to have to feed him in a minute and get him to fall asleep. Oh yeah, there's the yawn. That's the noise that almost every single one of my babies have made at this age. When they're tired but they don't want to fall asleep just yet, they constantly make that like humming noise almost. And even my daughter would do it when I would breastfeed her. The whole time she was eating, she would make that noise, and then until she finally fell asleep, like she couldn't hang on any longer. And he's starting to get that way as well. But like I said, let me know down in the comments if you guys would be interested in that video on sensory play, what I'm using for his age and my toddler's age. Now, I'm by no means an expert in this Montessori inspired sensory play area. I have actually just been learning and researching about it and trying to implement it into, you know, our daily routines and playtime. So I'm kind of like a beginner starting out. So if you're in that same realm with me and you're a beginner and you're interested in it, that would be a good video for you. I think we could learn together and try out new things together with our babies. So let me know down below in the comments if you would be interested in that video. And also let me know how old your babies are. So the kids that you're wanting to do the sensory play and Montessori type things, so that I can kind of cater the video to not only my kids' ages, but y'all's babies' ages as well. So let me know. He is slowly learning to grab his feet. He hasn't done it completely just yet, but he's getting there. Like he starts pulling his feet up, he starts grabbing at his feet, but he hasn't completely pulled his foot up to his mouth or like pulled it up close to him yet and hung onto it. I don't know what it is about that one thing, but I love it. Like when all of my kids did that, I just thought it was it was like the biggest milestone. It's like them walking. I literally get so excited when they're able to pull their feet up to their mouth, even though that's kind of weird that they would want to like chew or suck on their feet. He was getting real cranky real quick. We are still breastfeeding. I will say that my milk has dropped off here and there, and I think a lot of that has to do with the clogged duct and mastitis problems that I've had recently and in the past. I've only had it twice, but because of that, it dropped off, and then I tried to get it back up. I do feed on demand though, and that definitely helps keep the supply, but it doesn't always help me to make more. So I've depleted my supply that was in the freezer and the refrigerator. Now I'm down to like 1 or 2 bags, but since I feed on demand, it's not such a big deal. And then every once in a while, if he's asleep or we've given him a bottle because I'm doing something else, then I will pump, and then at least I have that milk and I just put it right back in the fridge for the next time he needs a bottle. So I'm not completely, I really wanted to have a full like freezer stash this time. I had a pretty good one with my daughter, and I was kind of hoping to like double that this time. I thought, well, I did it last time, I could totally do it this time, really stick to that schedule and, you know, rev up the milk supply. And because of the mastitis and stuff, it just did not work out that way. But it's okay. I'm not beating myself up about it. It's not something that I'm like overwhelming myself with. And I want to talk about it because I feel like most women I know that I did. I know that my previous babies and breastfeeding journeys, I would get so upset and so frustrated when my milk supply would dwindle down. I would go crazy about trying to get it back up. I would take everything and pump and do this and do that and just overload myself and make myself so overwhelmed and stressed out over it. And I learned with my daughter, my third child, to just let it be. And if it ends, it ends, and it's okay. And I will tell y'all, my milk supply actually was better because I was less stressed. I really think that is one of the reasons why I did so much better with my daughter, was because I was just not stressed about it. I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna feed her. If she's still hungry, I'll give her formula or, you know, whatever milk I have left. And when it's done, and it's no big deal. And I've done my best, and I've had my little breastfeeding journey, which I absolutely love. And that is one of the reasons why I love it now, because I was able to take that part and the stress and the overwhelm out of it. So that's what I've done with him as well. And even though with the mastitis, I didn't want to quit breastfeeding just because of that, I kept going, and my milk is still coming in. Again, like I said, it's not like it's overflowing milk everywhere and I have it all over, you know, in the fridge and the freezer. I'm able to feed my baby when he needs to eat. He is satisfied, and that's really all I can ask for. So I'm happy, he's happy. I have no end in sight at the moment of when I want to quit. You know, my goal was to go till he was a year old. That's just a soft goal. Like, I'm not gonna beat myself up if I can't go that long, but I'm at 6 months now, and I don't feel like we're gonna stop anytime soon. Like, I don't have that planned ahead. Like, I'm probably gonna stop soon. So I'm just gonna go with the flow and just let it happen. And if my milk starts dwindling down, then we'll just, you know, keep giving him more formula. Because ever since I did have mastitis, I have been supplementing with formula. If y'all didn't know that already, I said it a couple times before, but so we do breast milk and formula, but he does get majority breast milk. It's just every once in a while, if I really need to get something done, and he needs to eat and he's with the husband and I have no milk left in the fridge, then we give him formula or a mixture bottle of formula and breast milk to make it a bigger bottle. But majority of the time he eats on me. So either way, if I need to go to formula, I know that he's already drank it and we're not gonna have any problems with that. He is sleeping completely through the night, which I am so grateful for. He still is not the best at taking naps during the day. He fights them, kind of like how y'all see right now. He will fight them for as long as he can, and then when he finally falls asleep, he doesn't sleep very hard. So any little sound or movement will wake him up, or he'll just try to wake himself up. Like, I swear it's like 10-15 minutes and he'll wake up. And it's even worse because my daughter is going through her terrible twos right now, so all of her emotions are all over the place. Yeah, like you can hear her in the background, I'm sure. She's crying about something. When she does that, if he's asleep by himself in the room and she does that outside the door, he will jolt awake and wake up, and then his nap is pretty much over. So nap times have not been the best, but at nighttime, I think he pretty much goes down for the night around like 9:30, and he will sleep until 6:30, 7 o'clock the next day. And then I feed him, and then he'll usually go back to sleep around 8 o'clock and sleep till like 9:30. So I guess technically that would kind of be like his very first nap of the day, since it's only about an hour and a half long. But I don't always get up, you know, at 8, 7:30 for the day, and then we do our own thing. I'm usually laying in bed with him at that time, and we just lay back down and go to sleep for another hour and a half kind of thing. I'm very grateful that he is able to sleep through the night. We do still co-sleep in the bed. He does sleep in the bed with me. I know this is a very like taboo topic. A lot of people have very big opinions on this, and that is totally fine. I am not afraid of it at all, but we do co-sleep in the bed, and it's not something that I was like, we're gonna do this, like this is my choice. It kind of just happened. I had planned on ordering a hanging crib for him for the room, our master bedroom, because we don't have an extra room in our house for another nursery for him to be in. So I knew I was gonna keep him in my room, and I was gonna order this crib, and it just kept getting pushed back, and then I would forget, and then it was gonna take so long to ship, and finally I was like, you know what, forget it. He's already sleeping in the bed with me as is. I just figured, why mess that up? So It works for us. It doesn't work for everybody. I did not do that with my other kids. My daughter, I did it a little bit, but only because I was exhausted because she would never sleep. So when she did, I would just sleep with her. But at the same time, I didn't actually do it as much. And I put her in her crib in her room when she was about 3 months old, especially for nap times and things like that. And then both my boys, they slept next to the bed, but they never actually co-slept with me. And again, it wasn't something that I was like, oh, I'm doing this or I'm never doing that. That's just how it worked out, and that's how it worked out with my kids, and they liked it. Now, again, like I said, the circumstances are different this time around with number 4, so this is what we're doing. I love it, and I think it's just because he is my last, so I want to take in all the snuggles that I can get, knowing those days will be ending at some point. I have been trying to prop him up to sit up on his own. He has not done that yet, which I don't really know the milestone month that they're supposed to be doing that or whatever. Again, y'all, I am definitely that parent that goes with the flow. Like, however my kid is doing, that's kind of what we do. We just go with whatever pace that they're on. So for baby boy right now, he's not sitting on his own, but I do prop him up sometimes. I try to help him work his tummy muscles here and there when we're playing together to try to help, you know, engage those muscles so that he can hold himself up and be able to sit up eventually on his own. But yeah, that's pretty much it for baby boy. I can't think of anything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my 6-month postpartum journey, I guess, or update for you guys. Let me feed him a little bit more, and then I'm gonna try to lay him down so that I can do this by myself. Hold on one sec. Well, that nap didn't last very long. He was asleep for a little bit, but there was a lot of noise going on outside, so it did not last very long, but I'm losing the light. Like, it's literally going, I can see that it's like getting dark in the camera, and I will share you my body pictures, what my tummy looks like, and my love handles and my stretch marks and all of those fun, glorious things. First off is everything that I'm wearing today, and it will all be linked down below for you guys, including baby boy's outfit. So this is just a plaid flannel shirt. It has a pink color, which I love. And then I'm wearing a bralette. This is like a Free People dupe that I found on Beachy Dolls. It does have padding in it, so it makes it more comfortable. I've got my gold necklaces on and some gold hoop earrings from Amazon. And then the comfiest joggers, y'all. These are so comfy, and they are oversized as well. All right, now onto my body. I like wearing the joggers up over my hips, kind of at the belly button or even higher. These fit right at the belly button, so you can see, obviously, I've got still a tummy. I'm going to go ahead and pull them down so you can see the full stomach view for you guys. You can still see that it looks like I'm pregnant still. Those like very early on months pregnancy look, and that is just extra skin, extra fat. My uterus and everything is still trying to go down even after 6 months. It does take a long time, and obviously you can tell I have this extra skin. That's what I want to show you guys. We are all not perfect beings. When you bend over and when you sit down, you are gonna have this bulge right here. Okay, it is gonna look different, especially if you have the stretch marks, then it really looks different. So I want to be honest with y'all and show y'all the real and raw stuff. I mean, this right here, I'm just trying to show you guys up close my stretch marks. Majority of these are literally the same stretch marks I've had with every kid. They've gotten bigger and bigger with each one, but unless you're up close like this, you really can't see them that much, so I do not mind them at all. And then obviously when you pull your joggers up to your tummy, it kind of hides all of that. And that is my 6-month postpartum body. Really, y'all, I talked about this before in my last update video. My postpartum hair loss is still going on. I'm still losing hair. It's definitely not as much as it was during that 3 months, I think it was 3-4 month postpartum update, but I'm still losing hair here and there, and it is super annoying. I have my little balding spots up on the corners of my head here, but I have to be honest with y'all, I haven't done anything proactively to help that. It's not like I went and bought like great different kinds of shampoo and conditioners just for that reason, or taking certain vitamins for that. I drink the new mama drink and I take my prenatals, but I forget all the time. So there's like days and days that I'll go without drinking that or taking those. So I can't really say that I've done anything for it. I'm too busy, and mom brain, you forget everything all the time. So usually it'll kind of get better on its own after a while, once your body gets through all those things and the hormones get leveled out and all of that kind of stuff. I also will say that I have not started my period since I've been breastfeeding. I did spot 3 times throughout breastfeeding, but it was early on in my breastfeeding journey when he was younger, because of different growth spurts or fluctuations and things like that. But ever since he turned about 3 months old, I have not, so for 3 months now, I have not had a period at all, not spotting or anything. I haven't had any kind of cramps or any of that kind of thing, which usually that's an indication, obviously, that you're gonna get a period if you get cramps. And for me, if I get a period, then my milk flow drops down. So if I ever felt like I was gonna get cramps, I would just try to do the, where I would pump frequently to try to lift that milk back up, or try to feed him frequently. If he was hungry, I would just make sure that I was putting him on me constantly, and that definitely helps. All right, y'all, I'm sorry, I had to turn the ring light on. It got way too dark in here really quickly. So I was like, this footage is gonna be really grainy and really bad if I don't turn some kind of light on. So I figured I would go ahead and turn this on to finish out this video for you guys. Oh, I wanted to say that with all 3 of my boys, I noticed that when I hit the 6-month postpartum mark, I feel like the weight just dropped off. It did not happen like that with my daughter. With my daughter, I actually gained weight after I had her instead of losing. With the boys, I definitely have lost weight rather than gaining. With him, I feel like it's been a steady, just slow, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there coming off. And now that I've hit the 6-month mark, I wouldn't say that right now I just felt like, oh, all this weight just jumped off of me. His was definitely more gradual after having him. I guess now I look in the mirror and I go, wow, my tummy did go down. Whereas before I kind of felt like it was still a little pudgy, a little round, especially like up here at the top, which don't get me wrong, y'all, like I definitely still have a roundness to my belly. You know, I feel like I still could look like I'm pregnant, and I definitely have all that skin and everything like that. But I just felt like one day I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I was putting, you know, pants on, and I thought, dang, they're not as tight around there in the waist area, or it looks a little bit flatter. And you know, obviously in the morning, your tummy always looks flatter in the morning before you've eaten anything or gone through the day. So I definitely have noticed that. And I know I've said this in pretty much every single one of my videos when I talk about postpartum, but please don't compare yourself to me or to any other mama's postpartum journey. Yours is your own for a reason. Your body was different before you got pregnant anyways from other women and other moms, and your pregnancy is gonna be different. Your postpartum is gonna be different. That's just how it is. Trying to compare it to people that just snap back like that, or people that can't lose the weight, or something like me where with one of my kids I actually gained weight after I had her instead of losing it. There's just so many different things that can happen during all of these periods of your life and pregnancy and postpartum. All it does is rob you from being present in your life and enjoying what you're in at this moment, which is having a baby and looking into their eyes and playing with them and hearing them and watching them grow. And if you are constantly staring at yourself in the mirror and worried about when is this going to drop off my body and when is this going to happen and why doesn't it look like that, and or even, you know, trying to go crazy at the gym because you're trying to lose all this weight and look a certain way, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna look at your kid when they're 5 years old and think, I can't remember your first year because all I did was worry about myself instead of being present and making memories and all of that. And I will tell y'all that because I did that for sure. With my first, I was adamant, like I had my first baby and I was like, I'm gonna be one of those people that snaps back. And I lost quite a bit of weight just normally, just my body's metabolism. And then I went hardcore working out, and y'all, I got so skinny. I look at pictures back then of me and it looks so bad. Like I do not look good at all. And this time, like I said, it's been very gradual. I have not done anything to do. I'm not on a diet. I don't work out. Not saying that that's not good, because if that's what you want to do and if you are a healthy person and that's what you want to be, go for it, mama. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but what I am saying is that if you don't want to do that and you're just want to relax and be with your kid, it is okay to not try to have to go kill yourself in the gym because you're trying to live up to this stigma that all these moms have, that we're supposed to have this snapback body and look exactly like we did before we had kids, or even better, like we're supposed to look like what we did in high school after having a baby. And yes, I know that most women get praises for that. If you lose all the weight, everybody praises you for losing all the weight. And if you're the opposite, nobody notices. Or if they do, they're sending you all the ways that you can lose the weight when you never asked for it. So I just want to say that to say, please learn to love your body, and especially if you have a daughter. I mean, I think it's gonna go for your sons as well, because the way that you treat yourself is what they're gonna look for in a mate or in a girlfriend or a wife when they get older. But also, now that I have a daughter, I'm very conscious about this, and I have caught myself still. I'm not saying that I'm perfect now and I don't do this anymore, because I still do it. I'm a human. I will still look in the mirror and glance and go, oh gosh, what is that? Oh gosh, looking at my face, pulling it here, touching this, doing that, looking, oh, why does my butt do that? And I've caught myself because she's been in the room and she'll be looking at me in the mirror, and I'll think, oh my gosh, I do not want her to see that, because I don't want her to think that her body is not okay and that she needs to change it for any reason. I want her to learn to love herself. I definitely want to be a better role model for my kids in that way, and that it's not always about what we look like and what our bodies look like, especially after going through so many changes like myself. I want my daughter to know that if she has kids and her body's going to change a million times, that it is okay and that it's beautiful and it's perfect, and God made her this way to have children if that was what she wants. I just want to make sure that I instill that in her and even into my boys, and so that they pick somebody that is confident in their own skin and that loves themselves just as much as they love other people. We need to love ourselves, and this is, you know, Women's Month. I feel like this is the best time to be showing self-love, and not just love for other women, but love for ourselves. But anyways, y'all, I'm getting off on that again. I feel like I do that in a lot of my videos, but I'm just very passionate about it. I'm very, very passionate about loving yourself, loving your body, being proud of this body that you were given and that birthed these children that are beautiful and perfect. Anything that I want you guys to remember is to be proud of yourselves. Be proud of what you do every single day, and that you have a purpose, and your purpose is to be a mother. And you may have other things that you do on top of that, which is amazing. But if you have kids, our purpose is to be a mom and to love them. So the other thing I would like to, my boobs have constantly been changing throughout this postpartum and breastfeeding journey. My left one has always been bigger than my right when it comes to making a lot of milk, which makes it look bigger than my right because of that reason. And now I've noticed that we've kind of gotten into a groove and all those things. My body's losing a little weight, and my boobs are losing it too. So my right one looks way smaller than my left one, and I definitely don't like that, but there's really nothing I can do about it. So I still, you know, breastfeed and pump, and I'm able to feed him on the right side. It is a little annoying knowing and seeing that one is bigger and one is way smaller than the other. So if you are like that, you are not alone. I think it's very, very common, and I think a lot of mamas have this. The other thing is my sex drive is back. With every kid, it's been totally different. We kind of touched on this with my husband and I when we did our Q&A video, which I will leave that for you guys up here in the cards for you if you want to watch that. It is super funny because my husband is hilarious. But we talk about a lot of things, and one of them is sex after having a baby. With each baby, it has been totally different for me as the woman and the wife in the whole scenario. With one kid, it was like I was just waiting for that 6-week mark for them to tell me it was okay to go ahead and, you know, snuggle with the hubby and do our thing. And then there were other kids where I almost dreaded it, and I was just nuts about it, and I kind of felt bad for my husband because I was like, you know, men need that, and I gotta feel bad because I didn't want to, and it was like I could not get in the mood no matter what. And partially I was still healing, obviously. I just did not feel good enough down there to just do that. And then on top of that, internally, everything else, like my hormones and stuff, just were not revved up. It wasn't something that I was like ready to do, and it took longer. So it just depends with each baby that you have, and there's a lot of factors that go into it, like of course hormones, balances, imbalances, like all of that kind of stuff. With him, I didn't have any urge to do it right away, and later on, I think he was probably like 4 months old when I finally was like, okay, you know, I'm starting to feel, you know, better. I feel ready. And I think a lot of that can do with our mental, not only our mental health, obviously. If you have postpartum depression, you're probably not going to want to do that, and that's totally okay, because that's part of all of it. You're trying to go through a lot. I did not have postpartum depression with him, thank goodness. I've had it with 2 of my other babies, but not with him. So that was not necessarily the issue, but it was like that mental, you know, you start thinking like, my husband's gonna see me the way my body looks right now, which it's losing weight slowly, but it's probably not where you want it to be for your husband, and you probably don't feel as sexy as you used to. And that's a normal feeling, even though I'm very confident in my own skin now, and I think my body is sexy no matter what. But at the same time, there are moments where I think, well, I don't know if I really want my husband to see what I have right now. He could care less. He thinks I'm sexy no matter what, and he tells me that all the time. But at the same time, sometimes it's a battle in our own minds, and that's okay. If you're not ready, you're not ready. So I would say definitely with this one, it took about 4 months in before I was actually ready. And even then, we have not found the time to do that all the time. You know, I really thought like there's those days your hubby does something around the house and it makes you, whew, you're like, oh my God, I cannot wait till the kids go to bed tonight so we can have our thing. And then things happen and we end up falling asleep. So many things can happen with kids at home. It's not the way it used to be. You can't just be spontaneous. Again, y'all, we talked about this, my husband and I did in that Q&A video. We talked about it a lot in that Q&A video, but it's not something you can just be spontaneous with like you used to be. This one, especially right now with her not sleeping at night, she goes to bed and then an hour later she's awake and then awake for the whole night. Or one of the boys comes out because they have to pee and they want to go in our bathroom for some reason. Or I have to do a couple things working and then my husband falls asleep, or we end up watching a show, snuggling up together and we both fall asleep together. Like, there's so many things that can happen. So it hasn't really happened as many times as I would have liked, since I've now been ready to do that. You know, that is life with kids, and there's not a whole lot we can do about that unless we are more intentional with our time and our time together, which my hubby and I are definitely gonna start really working on having a date night every week, whether that date night, you know, picking one day a week and either we go out together or we stay home because we don't have a sitter and we wait till the kids go to bed and we are intentional with what we want to do with each other. So I'm definitely ready to try to implement that now that he is 6 months old. I think it'll be a little bit easier, but then again, it may not be. I don't know, y'all, we'll just see. But I do want to say, if you're not ready, don't feel bad. We all go through it. Like I said, one of my babies, I was revving up and ready to go. That 6-week mark, I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then my other 2 babies, no. Like, no, get away. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want none of that, okay? It just depends, and never feel bad for not wanting to do it. And obviously just be open with your partner, because you don't want them to feel like it's their fault. We're doing a lot, guys. Our bodies are changing. We're breastfeeding. We're taking care of kids. We're doing a lot. Our hormones are off. Our mental health has to be good. Our hair loss. There's so many things. So just be open and honest with your partner and let them know, you know, you have a lot going on. My daughter is getting restless, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys love these kind of updates. I feel like we can talk as girlfriends and mamas and just hang out. If you guys are going through anything, I would love to hear about it down in the comments. We can chat it up. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you on our next one. Bye.
Bye.
You want to say bye? Say bye.
Bye bye.
Jade Lynn wants to be a part of it too. Yeah. This is my 2 youngest babies. Yeah.
Go.
Go. 1.
Go.
Oh.